Hi everyone, a different version of Tube Talk this week. Albert and Doug having a few weeks off, so I've taken it over. I've got Dion here remotely. He's going to be asking me a few questions and going over last week's runners and what we've got coming up this week. It will be a different version of Tube Talk. There won't be as much glitter sprinkled on this version of Tube Talk. Reasonably new to it, but we'll certainly do our best, won't we, Dion?
Afternoon, Matt. Yeah, we're the only mugs working, are we?
Yeah, we must be, mate. Yeah, everyone else is on holiday, I think.
Good. So last week, Matt.
Yeah, really international week last week. We had runners in Ireland, Germany and Australia. First up, we had Nobler, who was on debut, a 2-year-old debuting over 1,400 metres at Galway, win a really nice race for third. He's a horse that's just going to get better with more time and as he gets more racing under his belt. But overall, he ran well. Just a bit of an experience in the final stages cost him possibly finishing second and a lot closer to the winner than he did. But a very promising 2-year-old, and certainly looking forward to getting him back to the races in the coming weeks. Outside of that, we had Up and Under resuming over 1,400 metres at Randwick. We thought the distance was going to be well short of his best. He got a long way out of his ground with Kieran McAvoy in the saddle. But post the race, Kieran said if the gaps had appeared in the straight, which unfortunately they didn't, he would have won the race. He looks to have come back in super order and has a really nice preparation in front of him. So he'll more than likely race again in Sydney next Saturday. Tajanis, he raced over 2,000 metres at Flemington. A really good effort from him. He's an out-and-out stayer that's just going to get better as he is stepped up in distance. So he's more than likely going to go to 2,400 metres next start and be very hard to beat. He got a really good report from jockey Craig Williams, who was very complimentary of his run. And finally, a real run of merit was Jesu in the German Oaks, finishing 6th. A really good effort from her. She's a filly that's just kept improving throughout the season, gone from strength to strength, and she is a really exciting staying filly being by Zoostar, so certainly excited about her prospects going forward.
Great. And then on to this week, Matt, is it?
Yeah, on to this week. We've actually got a runner coming up reasonably shortly, that being Outspeed racing at Ballarat in the maiden 2,000 metres, the 4th race of the day there. He's had a bit of a break. He hasn't raced since early June. We just gave him a chance to freshen up after he ran 5th at Swan Hill, but he did really well during his break. He is also an out-and-out stayer. He will be competitive over the 2,000 metres today, but I do believe he will need this run, just given he's had that wee gap between races. He'll take a lot of natural improvement out of it, and he's a horse that's certainly worth following once he does get up to that 2,400 metres or a similar distance. But overall, we do expect him to run well, but he will need the run.
And we'll do our very best to get this report out in time for that race. Moving on, we've got Menel Blue at Awapuni on Friday.
Yeah, so she's another staying filly that is resuming. She's had the 2 trials to prepare for tomorrow's race. Both those trials were on heavy tracks, really heavy tracks too, and she just wasn't suited by those. So we're going to give her a go over on the synthetic track. She'll race over 1,400 metres. She had a gallop on the synthetic track on Tuesday with Jonathan Riddell in the saddle. A really nice piece of work from her. She handled the synthetic track well. She's also going to need the run. She's a filly we don't expect to see the best of until she gets up to the 2,000 metres or something similar. So it's a starting point for her tomorrow, but we do expect to see her be reasonably competitive, and as long as she can do everything right and be hitting the line strongly, I think we'll be happy going forward to future races.
Great. And then lastly is Saturday Otira racing at Randwick in race 9.
Yeah, in the $160,000 Premier's Cup Prelude, a race over 1,800 metres. So he resumed a couple of weeks ago in a listed race over 1,500 metres. Just wasn't a suitable race for him. We knew he was going to need the run. That was his first race since early January, so he's taken good improvement out of it. He finds a more suitable race on Saturday, but whilst Chris does think his fitness has really gone ahead since his resuming run, he does think that he will need this one also. Be better with this run under his belt, and he's a horse that we can look to back and have a bit of confidence about when he is third up over a more suitable distance. So overall, just the three runners this weekend, a very quiet weekend compared to last. I hope I didn't sound like a bit of a broken record in saying that all of the runners will need the run, but that's just the reality of it with these horses that do get up over staying trips around the 2,400 metres. They do take a couple of runs to get their fitness up and will certainly benefit with their races under their belt.
Good stuff. And Matt, do we have a bet of the week?
Well, we do. We do have a bet of the week.
Drum roll, please.
Yeah, see, that's where the glitter doesn't come into this, Chopper. There's no drum rolls or anything like that.
The boss will be angry.
Yeah, like the boss and Doug bring to their big production they do every week. So I know Albert's been pretty patchy with his tips. I couldn't say Doug's been much better either. So I've gone to Riccarton on Saturday, race 4, number 1, Taimari Diva. Currently paying $6.50, $2.20 on the fixed odds. Good each way money. That horse raced over 1,800 metres at Riccarton last weekend, finishing third. Got a long way out of his ground, but did make up a lot of ground in the straight. Was finishing the race off really strongly. Goes up to his favoured 2,000 metres on Saturday. Got a 3 kilo claimer in the saddle, bringing the weight he has to carry down to 57.5 kilos. So that's the tip of the week from me, Chopper, and everyone. Taimari Diva, race 4 at Riccarton, number 1. Good each way money and a good each way bet.
Good stuff. That's a wrap. Matt.
That's it. Yeah, just the 3 runners, so pretty short and sharp, but we'll come back to you again next week. Good luck if you've got horses racing this weekend. All the best if you have a bet on Taimari Diva, and we'll see you next week.
Nice one.
Twits on a run, Romancing the Moon peeling to the outside. Behind them now, Betty Spaghetti comes with the inside run. Wider Specialty study to stoke up and descend quickly at the 250. At the foot of the rise, it's Specialty and Romancing the Moon going to the lead together. Miss Brittany further back of the field, Chibano, but Specialty has surged to the lead. Specialty raced away with the blinkers on, and the son of Rip Van Winkle will take the giddies brilliantly for Brandon May.